Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barak ala nabiyyina wa habibina Muhammad ibn Abdullah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Respected brothers and sisters, welcome to our weekly class on the explanation of Al-Muqaddimah Al-Ajurrimiyyah, Al-Tuhfah Al-Sanniyyah by Sheikh Muhammad Muhyiddin Abdul Hamid rahimahullah. Last week we started talking about Dharful Zaman wa Dharful Makan, and we were in the middle of talking about Dharful Zaman. So inshallah today we'll finish off Dharful Zaman and also inshallah finish off Dharful Makan. Naam. So I'll share the book with you. And this is where we stopped. So the Sharih rahimahullah, he says, وَاعْلَمْ أَنَّ اسْمَ الزَّمَانِ يَنْقَسِمُ إِلَى قِسْمَيْنِ. Know that the Ismu Zaman is of two types. Naam. Al-awwalu al-mukhtassu. The first is al-mukhtass, which is specific. Wa-thani al-mubhamu. The second type is al-mubham, unspecific. So what do they mean? Amma al-mukhtassu. As for mukhtas, فهو ما دل على مقدار معين محدود من الزمان. Ismu Zaman al-mukhtas, the specific one, it is that which points to a definite and limited amount of time. Time which is clearly defined and restricted amount of time. Clearly defined time and a restricted amount of time. Any a time whose beginning and ending is known. For example, if I say the word yawm, a day, we know a day when it starts, when it finishes, consists of 24 hours. If I say usbu', it's 7 days. If I say ash-shahr, that's a month. If I say Ramadan, we know that's going to be 29 or 30 days. If I say Shawwal, it's going to be 29, 30 days. That is Ismu Zaman al-Mukhtas. Yani, it points to a specific time period. As for Mubham, وَأَمَّا الْمُبْهَمُ فَهُوَ مَا دَلَّ على مقدار غير معين ولا محدود. As for Ismu Zaman al-Mubham, then it points to that it points to a time, it indicates time whose amount is not specific or limited. It's not a specific amount of time, it's not a limited period of time. Then he gives you examples. وَمِثَالُ الْمُخْتَص, as for al-mukhtas, الشهر والسنة واليوم والعام والأسبوع. As for mubham, al-lahza, al-lahza yani a moment, an instant. Al-waqt, al-zaman, al-heen, heen. Heen yani means a period of time. But how much is this period of time? Don't know. It's mubham, unspecified. Then he makes a very important point here, which differentiates it from dharful makan. So pay attention. وَكُلُّ وَاحِدٍ مِنْ هَذَيْنِ النَّوْعَيْنِ. Each one of these two types, which is mubham, which is mukhtas and mubham, يَجُوزُ انتسابه على أنه مفعول فيه. Both of them can be mansoob. Both of them can be mansoob due to the fact that they are maf'ulun fihi, that they are dharful zaman. So both of them, for dharful zaman, the mukhtas and the mubham can both be mansoob because they are dharf. They are maf'ulun fihi. Okay, so that's clear. Next point. وقد ذكر المؤلف من الألفاظ الدالة على الزمان 12 لفظا. And the muallif, the author, at the beginning, he mentioned 12 words which are connected to time. The first one he mentioned was al-yawm. What is al-yawm? A day. وهو من طلوع الفجر إلى غروب الشمس, from dawn to sunset. تقول صمت اليوم أو صمت يوم الخميس أو صمت يوما طويلا. All of these are, this is ظرف زمان, and they are mansoob, as you can see. والثاني الليلة, night. وهي من غروب الشمس إلى طلوع الفجر. And as you know, the night starts from sunset until fajr, until dawn. تقول اعتكفت الليلة البارحة. نعم. I made i'tikaf last night. الليلة. أو اعتكفت ليلة. أو اعتكفت ليلة الجمعة. So they're all mansoob because they are ظرف زمان. والثالث غدوة. What's غدوة? يعني early morning. وهي الوقت ما بين صلاة الصبح وطلوع الشمس. It is a time between dawn and sunrise. تقول, for example, you say زارني صديقي غدوة الأحد. يعني my friend visited me early Sunday morning. Or زارني غدوة. Or he visited me early morning. Yes. نعم. نعم. Okay, let's do the i'rab of this one. زارني صديقي غدوة الأحد. So, there. زارني صديقي غدوة الأحد. زار. And it should be very, very easy, simple i'rab at this stage. If it's not, then it's very worrying situation. Anybody want to have a crack? Anybody want to have a go at the i'rab here? Of زارني صديقي. Okay, Ilyas. Let me unmute you. Oh my. Okay, try speaking.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, yep, let's go for it. Zara.
Zara.
I mean, to be honest, most of the i'rab I'm not going to write because it's been repeated like hundreds of times. Yes, so Zara, yep.
زار فعل ماض مبني على الفتح لا محل له من الإعراب.
نعم. والنون.
النون نون الوقاية مبني على الكسر لا محل له من الإعراب.
Yep. لا محل من ولا عمل. نعم. والياء
والياء ضمير متصل مبني على السكون في محل نصب مفعول به.
Yep, excellent. في محل نصب مفعول به. زارني, visited me. صديقي. نعم.
صديقي فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة المقدرة على آخره منع من ظهورها اشتغال المحل بالكسرة المناسبة.
أحسنت. نعم. صديق فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة المقدرة على آخره منع من ظهورها اشتغال المحل بكسرة المناسبة وهو
وهو مضاف.
مضاف. والياء
الياء ضمير متصل مبني على السكون في محل جر مضاف إليه.
مضاف إليه. نعم. غدوة الأحد.
غدوة ظرف زمان
نعم.
منصوب وعلامة نصبه الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره.
وهو وهو متعلق
وهو متعلق بزارة.
بزارة. نعم. وهو
مضاف.
مضاف. نعم. غدوة, this is a point here, ظرف زمان منصوب وعلامة نصبه الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره. And as I mentioned, we mentioned since I think the second lesson of Ajurrumiyyah, the al-jar wal-majroor and ظرف زمان, ظرف makan, when they come in a sentence, they are muta'alliq to something, so you have to look for their muta'allaq. So here, as Riyaz said, وهو متعلق بفعل بزار وهو مضاف. والأحد
الأحد مضاف إليه مجرور وعلامة جره الكسرة الظاهرة على آخره.
نعم. أحسنت. good, perfect, ما شاء الله. okay. نعم. ورابع بكرة وهي أول النهار. What is بكرة? It's the first part of the day, early daytime, or the first part of the day. تقول أزورك بكرة السبت. Yes, I will visit you early on Saturday. وأزورك بكرة, and I will visit you early in the day. والخامس سهرا. You should know sahar, suhoor. When you have suhoor, waqt, you have, why is that meal called sahur? Because you have it at the time of sahar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about his believing servants, وَالْمُسْتَغْفِرِينَ بِالْأَسْحَارِ, those who seek his forgiveness at the time of ashar, sahar. What is sahar? وَهُوَ آخِرُ اللَّيْلِ قُبَيْلَ الْفَجْرِ, it is the last part of the night just before fajr. تَقُولُ ذَاكَرْتُ دَرْسِي سَحَرًا, I revised my lessons, or my lesson, or Sahara, at the time of Sahara, at the time of Sahar, the last part of the night. Okay, let's do the i'rab of dhakartu darsi Sahara. Quick i'rab. Yes, Ilyas, go for it. Quick i'rab of this. Every single word should be very easy.
ذاكر فعل ماض مبني على السكون لاتصاله بضمير رفع متحرك.
نعم. ذاكر فعل ماض مبني على السكون. Why is it مبني على السكون? Should be مبني على فتح. Why is it مبني على السكون? لاتصاله بضمير رفع متحرك. والتاء
التاء ضمير متصل مبني على الضم في محل رفع فاعل.
نعم. درسي.
درسي مفعول به منصوب وعلامة نصبه الفتحة المقدرة على آخره منع من ظهورها اشتغال المحل بالكسرة المناسبة.
نعم. Same as the one before. Exactly. درس مفعول به منصوب على نصب فتح المقدر على آخره منع من ظهورها اشتغال المحل بالكسرة المناسبة
وهو مضاف.
والياء.
والياء ضمير متصل مبني على السكون في محل جر مضاف إليه.
نعم. سحر.
سحر ظرف
ظرف.
زمان ظرف زمان منصوب وعلامة نصبه الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره وهو متعلق بذاكرة.
متعلق بذاكرة. أحسنت. Good. والسادس غدا. What is غدا؟ وهو الاسم وهو اسم لليوم الذي بعد يومك الذي أنت فيه. غدا is a name for the day that is after the day that you are in now, يعني tomorrow. تقول إذا جئتني غدا أكرمتك. نعم. إذا جئتني غدا أكرمتك. If you come to me tomorrow, I will honor you. I'm going to come back to the i'rab of this because I want you to learn a new i'rab today. And that is the i'rab of this word. Okay, والسابع عتمة. What is عتمة? وهي اسم لثلث الليل الأول. عتمة is a name of the first part of the first third of the night. The first third of the night is called عتمة. تقول سأزورك عتمة. I will visit you at the time of عتمة, يعني early night, the early part of the night, you could say. نعم. والثامن صباحا. What is صباح? Morning. وهو اسم الوقت الذي يبتدئ من أول نصف الليل الثاني إلى الزوال. Sabah is the name of a time period which starts from the first part of the second half of the night. Of course, yes, that's where AM starts from. What does AM start from? Midnight. No? So it starts from the first part of this. It starts from the beginning. So it starts from the very beginning of the first part of the second. No, sorry. Which is complicating things for no reason, yes? But I'm just trying to translate it. So it would have been better not to even give a definition for this. But Sabah is the name of a time period which starts at the very beginning of the second half of the night. And it continues ila zawal. Zawal is when the dhuhr starts. So up until dhuhr starts is called sabah. تقول سافر أخي صباحا. والتاسع مساء. Night, the opposite. وهو اسم للوقت الذي يبتدئ من الزوال إلى نصف الليل. This is the PM. That is the time which starts from zawal, as soon as dhuhr starts, until half of the night, until midnight. تقول وصل القطار بنا مساء. نعم. وصل القطار بنا مساء. The train brought us in the evening. The train was okay. Let's do the i'rab of this. Nice and easy. وصل القطار بنا مساء. Okay, Ilyas, you want to do the i'rab of that?
نعم.
Go ahead.
وصل فعل ماض مبني على الفتح لا محل له من الإعراب.
نعم. القطار.
القطار القطار فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة الظاهرة على آخره.
نعم. بنا.
الباء حرف جر مبني على الكسر لا محل له من الإعراب.
نا.
دا
ضمير.
ضمير متصل مبني على السكون في محل جر بالباء.
في محل جر بالباء. نعم. والجار مجرور.
والجار والمجرور متعلق بوصل.
نعم. مساء.
مساء ظرف زمان منصوب وعلامة نصبه الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره.
نعم. وهو متعلق
وهو متعلق بوصل.
بوصل. نعم. So الجار مجرور here and الظرف they are both متعلق بوصل. والعاشر أبدا والحادي عشر أمدا. The two words أبدا and أمدا يعني which mean always or never or ever like this. وكل منهما each one of the two اسم. It is an اسم للزمان المستقبلي الذي لا غاية لانتهائه. Each one of them is اسم الزمان but for future time. Time which has no غاية for it is انتهاء. It has no point of ending with an unknown end. With an unknown end. With no known end. With no known end. So you say, for example, لا أصحب الأشرار أبدا. I shall never accompany the evil people. ولا أقترف الشر أبدا. I shall never commit evil deeds. لا أصحب الأشرار أبدا. You can see abadan and amadan. أيوة. Okay, Elias, do the i'rab of this. لا أصحب الأشرار أبدا.
لا حرف نفي مبني مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب ولا
نعم.
عمل.
That's it. Yep. لا is حرف نفي. Yes. حرف نفي مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب ولا عمل. نعم.
أصحب فعل مضارع مرفوع لخلوه من الناصب والجازم وعلامة رفعه الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. وفاعله ضمير مستتر وجوبا تقديره أنا. الأشرار مفعول به منصوب وعلامة نصبه الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره.
نعم.
أبدا ظرف الزمان منصوب وعلامة نصبه الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره وهو متعلق بأصحب.
نعم. أحسنت. Good. والثاني عشر حينا وهو اسم لزمان مبهم غير معلوم الابتداء ولا انتهاء. حينا, it is a name for a time period, mubham, for an unspecified time period, غير المعلوم الابتداء, whose beginning and end is unknown. تقول صاحبت عليا حينا من الدهر. نعم. هل أتى على الإنسان حين من الدهر لم يكن شيئا مذكورا. صاحبت عليا حينا من الدهر. حينا, I accompanied Ali for a period of time. وَيُلْحَقُ بِذَلِكَ. Okay, there's other things that can be included in what has preceded. Yani, Ismu Zaman is not limited to what we have just, the 13 letters, or 12 words we have just looked at. No, that's why he's saying, وَيُلْحَقُ بِذَلِكَ مَا أَشْبَهَهُ مِنْ كُلِّ اسْمٍ دَالٍ عَلَى الزَّمَانِ. And included in that is everything that resembles it from every ism which indicates zaman, time. Sawa'un akana mukhtassan, whether that time period may be mukhtas, mukhtas, specific. Yes. سواء أكان مختصا مثل what? ضحوة وضحا. These are, again, this is Ismu Zaman, Darfu Zaman, Mukhtas, Dahwat and Doha. They both mean the same thing. Waqt al-Doha. Waqt al-Doha is what? About 15-20 minutes after Shuruk until about 15 minutes before Dhuhr, when the sun is at the highest point. Then you cannot pray. And that the sun reaches the highest point maybe about 15 minutes before Dhuhr. So before 15 minutes before Dhuhr, until Dhuhr starts, it's impermissible to pray. And also after Shuruk, until the sun has risen for about 15-20 minutes, it's impermissible to pray. The times between them two times is called Waqtul Duha, the Salatul Duha, forenoon. You could call it forenoon. Am kana mubahaman, or it can be mubham. Mithla waqtin, for example, waqt, wa sa'ah, wa lahda, lahda, a moment, wa zaman, wa burha. Burha is the same meaning as heen, yani a period of time, an unknown period of time. Burha. Burha min az-zaman. Burha min az-zaman, a period of time. Now you might be thinking, what is Sa'a doing here? This is not the Sa'a, the hour, the well-known hour. No. Here Sa'a means, and you'll see this in a hadith, and Sa'a here means a period of time. Sa'a here means a period of time. It's not the well-known hour which consists of 60 minutes. No. That will be mukhtas. This is mubham, sa'a, sa'a. If, for example, say, ana jalastu indahu sa'a. And you sat with him for a period of time. فَإِنَّ هَذِهِ وَمَا مَاثَلَهَا. So all of these and whatever is similar to them, يَجُوزُ نَصْبُ كُلِّ وَاحِدٍ مِّنْهَا عَلَىٰ أَنَّهُ مَفْعُولٌ فِيهِ. So all of these and whatever resembles it is permissible to make each of them mansoob due to them being maf'ulun fihi, yani dharfu zaman. Okay, let's go to Dharful Makan. There's one i'rab I'm to come back to at the end, okay? Dharful Makani. Okay, let's see what the Mu'allif Rahimullah says. Ibn Ajurrum Rahimullah. وَظَرْفُ الْمَكَانِ هُوَ. What's ظَرْفُ الْمَكَانِ? Is the same as exactly the same definition as ظَرْفُ الزَّمَانِ. So therefore, I don't need to explain the definition again because we explained it last lesson in detail. If you are unsure of the definition, then please return to last week's lesson. At the beginning few minutes of the lesson, we gave the definition of ظَرْفُ الزَّمَانِ, and ظَرْفُ الْمَكَانِ has the same definition. وظرف المكان هو اسم المكان المنسوب بتقدير في. So ظرف زمان, it is اسم المكان, and this اسم المكان, it is mansub, and within it is included the meaning of fi, the preposition in, harful jar, the meaning of harful jar fi. The meaning, that's what it implies. It is implied. The meaning of in is implied. Nahwu, for example, amama وخلف وقدام ووراء وفوق وتحت وعند وإزاء وحذاء وتلقاء والثم وهنا وما أشبه ذلك. وأقول, the Sharih rahimahullah, he says, قد عرفت فيما سبق ظرف الزمان, you have learnt in what's preceded ظرف الزمان, وأنه ينقسم القسمين, and that is divided into two types, مختص ومبهم, you have مختص مبهم, وعرفت أن كل واحد منهما يجوز نصبه على أنه مفعول فيه, and you have learnt that each of these two types, اسم الزمان مختص and اسم الزمان مبهم, ظرف الزمان مختص, ظرف الزمان مبهم, each one of them is allowed to be mansub because it is مفعول فيه, يعني ظرف. Okay, that's a quick summary of ظرف الزمان, but we have just taken it anyway. Now, moving on to what we are going to need to speak about. واعلم هنا أن ظرف المكان. So know that ظرف المكان عبارة is an expression. What does it mean? عبارة عن الاسم الدال على المكان. It is an ism which points to, which indicates a makan, place. المنسوب باللفظ الدال على المعنى الواقع فيه, and it is mansub, this ism which points to makan, it is mansub. What is it that makes the mansub? Remember we spoke that last week. It's mansub due to a lafz that comes before it, due to a fi'l that comes before it, and this fi'l, it points to a meaning, and this meaning happens in this place. Just like we said, that's for ظرف zaman. We said sumtu yawm al-khamisi. Yes. So yawma is was, we said it was mansub. What's the made the mansub? The fi'l sama. Sama points to a meaning som. Som happens in that time. Time. Same with this ظرف المكان. ظرف المكان, it is an ism, points to makan, and makan, this ism is mansub. What is a mansub? It's mansub with a laf that comes before it, which points to a meaning, and that meaning is that what happens in that place. And this also, we did this same thing. بملاحظة معنى في الدالة على ظرفية, by taking into consideration that this includes the meaning of fi, which indicates ظرفية. ظرفية, that's something happening in something, either happening in a place or a time. In, yes, in the in, what does it point to? ظرفية, that this action happens inside a place or inside a time. This we have explained in detail before, no need to repeat it. Okay. وهو أيضا ينقسم إلى قسمين مختص ومبهم. It also نعم. So the ظرف المكان can also be divided into مختص and مبهم, specified and unspecified. Okay, what does مختص mean here? أما المختص فهو ما له صورة وحدود محصورة. اسم زمان المختص, specific, yes, or specified, you could say, is better, yeah, or specific. It is what? It is something which has a surah. It is something which has a form. Yes, it has a form, a clear shape, a defined form. وحدود محصورة, and defined boundaries. So it has a form, something you can see is there, it exists, and it has, you know, specific boundaries, confined limits, and it's a place after all, yes. For example, what? Ad-dar, مثل الدار, a house, والمسجد, والحديقة, والبستان, حديقة, garden, bustan, orchard. Yes, these are all ismul makan, and they are mukhtas, of course. وأما المبهم, as for اسم المكان المبهم, فهو ما ليس له صورة, it doesn't have a form, it doesn't have a defined form. ولا حدود محصورة, nor does it have limited boundaries. For example, what? وراء, وأمام, behind, and ahead, in front of. If I say to you behind, can you see behind? Hello, behind. Yes. It doesn't have a form, does it? There's nothing there. Yes. There's no boundaries to behind or ahead or to the yameen or to the shimal. If I say to the right, is there right? Is there boundaries marking the right? No. Okay, but this is where it differs now with, I told you that before, pay attention there. This is the main difference between ظرف الزمان وظرف المكان. What is the difference? ولا يجوز. What do we say for ظرف الزمان? First of all, we say ظرف الزمان, even if it's mukhtas and mubham. In both cases, it can be mansoob. It can be mansoob. So for example, I can say Sumtu Ramadana. Ramadana is mansoob, and it is ismu zaman mukhtas. I can say Sumtu Hinan. I fasted a period of time. This is Dharfu Zaman Mubham. Both of them are mansoob because they are Dharfu Zaman. But when it comes to this, no. Yes. So for example, if I say can I say, yes, so for Dharful Makan, only the Mubham can be mansoob because it is Dharful Zaman, due to it being Dharful Makan. So when it comes to Dharful Makan, only the Mubham one can be mansoob due to it being Dharful Makan. As for the Mukhtas, no, you have to mention fi. It cannot be mansoob because it is Dharful Makan. So for example, I cannot say i'takaftul masjida because al-masjid is Dharful Makan Mubham. I have to say i'takaftu fil masjidi. I cannot say nimtul bayta. I slept in the house. I cannot say like that. Al-bayt is Dharful Makan, but it is mukhtas. Oh, sorry, it is Ismul Makan, yes, which is mukhtas. I have to say what? Nimtu fil bayti. I slept in the house. What? Nimtul bayta. Okay. So inshallah that is clear, yes. But I can say waqaftu amamaka, no problem. And you see it's mansoob. I stood in front of you. Why? Because amam is dharful makan al-mubham. I can say jalastu khalfaka. I sat behind you. No problem. It can be dharful makan mansoob here because this is dharful makan mubham. Sorry, no, dharful makan mubham. So mubham, no problem. But mukhtas, mushkila, has to be with fi. You have to mention fi. Of course, remember, all the dharfs, within them, they have the meaning of fi. Yes? Yani, sumtu yawm al-khamis, sumtu fi yawm al-khamis. But when it comes to dharf al-makan al-mukhtas, dharf al-makan al-mukhtas, you have to explicitly mention fi there. You cannot say without fi and make it mansoob. No, that can only work with dharful makan al-mubham. Nah? So you got to bear that in mind. This is the key difference between the two. And that's why he says here, the author, rahimahullah, or the sharih, he says here, ولا يجوز أن ينسب على أنه مفعول فيه من هذين القسمين إلا الثاني. It's not permissible to make mansoob due to the fact that it is maf'ulun fihi, yani dharf, from these two types, except the thani, except the second. What is the second? The second is this one, not this one. This is number one. This is the second one. Mubham. That's what it says. ولا يجوز أن ينسب على أنه مفعول فيه من هذين القسمين إلا الثاني. It's not permissible to make a mansoob due to the fact it being maf'ulun fihi, dharf al-makan, from these two types, except the second type, mubham. وهو المبهم. Sorry, it says وهو المبهم. Yes. أما الأول, as for the أول, وهو المختص, it is mukhtas. فيجب جره. You must make it majroor بحرف جر, with حرف جر يدل على المراد. حرف جر which يعني it fulfills the meaning, the intended meaning. You must make it majroor, like the examples I gave you. اعتكفت في المسجد. نعم. نمت في البيت. Okay, that says here, نحو اعتكفت في المسجد وزرت علي في داره. Can you see this? في داره. Yes, why? Because dar is اسم زمان, اسم مكان المختص. Okay, so inshallah that's so far as everything's clear. Okay, so that's the main difference. That's the only thing that you really need to. Everything else is the same, really. This is just the main difference. Okay, now let's quickly go through this. وقد ذكر المؤلف من الألفاظ الدالة على المكان 13 لفظا, and the muallif, he mentioned words that indicate makan. How many words did he mention? 13. What are they? Al-awwalu amama. Amama, in front of. Yeah. Amama, in front of. For example, jalastu amama al-ustadi mu'addaban. I sat in front of the ustad mu'addaban. Yani, with good manners. And here amam is the dharfu al-makan. Dharfu makan mansub mudaf. What is mu'addaban? Anybody know what mu'addaban is? What's the i'rab of mu'addaban? What is mu'addaban? What is it?
حال منصوب.
Hal mansub. Excellent. Yes. That's the state he was in. That's the hal he was in when he was sitting in front of his ustad. How was he sitting in front of his ustad? Mu'addaban, politely, well-mannered. والثاني خلف, behind. نحو سار المشاة خلف الركبان. The mushat, the walkers. Mushat is a jam of mashi. Mashi is the person who is walking. Mushat is a jam. The walkers moved behind or walked behind the rukban. Rukban, the riders. The jam for that is rakib. The mufrad is rakib. Rukban. Again, same thing. Khalfa. ظرف المكان منصوب. والثالث قدام. قدام, same meaning as amama, in front of. نحو مشى الشرطي قدام الأمير. The shurti, the policeman, he walked before the prince, yani in front of the prince, before the prince. Yes. So قدام again ظرف المكان منصوب. ورابع وراء. وراء same meaning as خلف, behind. نحو وقف المصلون بعضهم وراء بعض. The musallun, the people who are praying, some of them stood behind others. Some of them stood behind others. And wara'a, as you can see, it is ظرف المكان منصوب. والخامس فوق. فوق, above. نحو جلست فوق الكرسي. I sat on top of the chair or on the chair. ظرف المكان منصوب. والسادس تحت under. نحو وقف القط تحت المائدة. The qit, the cat, stood behind, under the dining table. تحت ظرف المكان منصوب. والسابع عنده. نحو لمحمد منزلة عند الأستاذ. Muhammad has a special place with the teacher. Muhammad has a special place with the teacher. Okay, let's do the i'rab of that. Let's see what you remember from your first early lessons. Li Muhammad in the Ustadi. Okay, yes. You want to have a go, Ilyas? Anybody? Okay, Ilyas, if you want to go, have a go, have a go.
Okay. اللام حرف جر مبني على الكسر لا محل له من الإعراب.
نعم.
محمد اسم مجرور باللام وعلامة جره الكسر الظاهرة على آخره.
نعم. So we have jar majroor. Good. So then here we have al-jar wal-majroor here. Yes. Li Muhammadin manzilatun inda al-ustadi. Okay, so this al-jar majroor is muta'alliq with what? What do you think?
متعلق ب
Okay, so remember I told you many lessons ago and I've repeated that if al-jar wal-majroor and dharf zaman or dharf makan, if they fall into one of these four places in a jumla, then their muta'allaq is going to be mahdhuf. Either they are in the place of a khabar, or they are in the place of a sifa, or they are in the place of hal, or they are in the place of silatul mawsul, either of these four places, then they have to be, they're going to be muta'alliq with a mahdhuf. So li Muhammadin, this is al jar wal majroor, yes, muta'alliqun bi mahdhufin, what?
خبر.
Mahdhufin khabarun muqaddam. Naam?
نعم.
Because really this is mubtada, and if you want to do a general i'rab, you can say manzila is mubtada muakhar, and li Muhammad you could say is khabar muqaddam. Li Muhammad khabar muqaddam, and manzila is mubtada muakhar. That's a general i'rab. If you want to go into detail, you can say al jar wal majroor here is muta'alliqun bi mahdhufin khabarun muqaddamun. And then you can say taqdiruhu, for example, thabitatun, because the asl of the kalam is manzilatun thabitatun li Muhammadin indal ustadi. Yani for Muhammad is a manzila thabita. There is a set place, status that Muhammad has in the sight of the Ustad. Yes, so originally this is the khabar, but it's deleted. So li Muhammad takes the place, it becomes the khabar. Yes, but in essence, in reality, thabita, manzilatun thabitatun li Muhammadin indal ustadi. That's the real, the full jumla. But then thabita is deleted, and li Muhammad takes the place of thabita and becomes the khabar. But in reality, when you go into details, thabita is always going to be the khabar, and Muhammad li Muhammad jar majroor is going to be muta'alliq with that. So what about manzila? What's the i'rab of manzila?
منزلة مبتدا مؤخر.
Yes, good.
مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة الظاهرة على آخره.
نعم أحسنت. منزلة مبتدأ مؤخر. مبتدأ مؤخر. مبتدأ مؤخر مرفوع على آخره. طيب عنده. Okay, this is the main point here. عنده.
عند ظرف مكان منصوب وعلامة نصبه الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره وهو مضاف.
وهو مضاف. أستاذي.
الأستاذ مضاف إليه مجرور وعلامة جره الكسرة الظاهرة على آخره.
نعم good. And yes, so عنده is ظرف مكان منصوب ولام نصبه فرض على آخره وهو متعلق بما تعلق به خبر. به خبر. الخبر. So it is inda is also muta'alliq to that which the khabar was muta'alliq to. وعند ظرف المكان منصوب ولم نصب فتح آخره وهو متعلق بما تعلق به الخبر وهو مضاف الأستاذ مضاف إليه مجرور من الكسر ظاهر على آخره. والثامن مع نحو سار مع سليمان أخوه. سار مع سليمان أخوه يعني سليمان يعني Suleiman's brother went with Suleiman basically. Okay, so here مع you can see ظرف مكان منصوب سليمان here. Why is it Suleiman? Who can tell me why is it Suleiman? Why not مع سليمان?
لأن سليمان ممنوع من الصرف.
It's ممنوع من الصرف. Why is it ممنوع من الصرف? For two reasons. Number one is it العلمية والوصفية.
علمي.
علمية. First of all, you decide is it علمية or وصفية? It has to be علمية, of course. It's an alam. It's an اسم العلم. اسم العلم is a proper noun. It's the name of a person. It cannot be وصفية. It's not a description of someone. Suleiman is not a description. So علمية. Now علمية, the second, what's the second reason? So once you reach علمية, then you have one of other 6 options. Remember? علمية and al-ujmah. Because it's Ajam. Suleiman is not an Arabic name. إبراهيم وإسماعيل وإسحاق ويعقوب. They're not Arab names. Okay. وتاسع إزاء. إزاء يعني basically, okay, these 3 words, إزاء, هداء, تلقاء, they mean very similar things. They basically mean either opposite or facing or in front of وهكذا. نعم. نعم. Facing, in front of, opposite, face to face with this and that. Okay, so for example, he says here lana darun iza an-nil. We have a dar, we have a house which is facing the Nil, which is opposite the Nil, the river Nile. So iza is darful makan mansub. Wal ashiru hidha, same meaning nahwu jalasa akhi hidha akhika. My brother sat in front of your brother or facing your brother. هذاء ظرف مكان منصوب وهو مضاف. والهادي عشر تلقاء نحو جلس أخي تلقاء دار أخيك. My brother sat in front of or facing your brother's house. My brother sat facing your brother's house. So تلقاء, what is تلقاء? ظرف المكان منصوب وهو مضاف. والثانية عشرة ثم. What does ثم mean? ثم means هناك, there. ثم means is another word for not ثم. فأينما تولوا فثم وجه الله. So نحو قول الله تعالى وأزلفنا ثم الآخرين. This is from the story of Musa alayhi salam and Fir'aun alayhi la'natullah. So you remember when Musa alayhi salam and his people passed, they went through the sea and they made it out. وَأَزْلَفْنَا ثَمَّ الْآخَرِينَ. Al-Akharin, the others. The others here referring to Fir'aun and his people. وَأَزْلَفْنَا, and we brought them close. ثَمَّ. we brought the others close, thamma, to that place, to there, yani to the sea. And we brought them there behind you, those that were pursuing you. We brought them there, khalas. They went and we drowned them. وَأَزْلَفْنَا ثَمَّ الْآخَرِينَ. Okay. The I'rab is easy. وَأَزْلَفْنَا, this is فعل وفاعل. الآخرين اسم مفعول به. It is مفعول به. وَبَ ثَمَّ. ثَمَّ, it is اسم الإشارة. اسم الإشارة. مبني على الفتح في محل نصب ظرف مكان ومفعول فيه، ما في مشكلة، وهو متعلق بأزلف. اسم الإشارة مبني على الفتح في محل نصب ظرف مكان، أو في محل نصب مفعول فيه. وهو متعلق بأزلف. أزلف أزلف. ما نعبدهم إلا ليقربونا إلى الله زلفى. As the mushrikun, they say, we do not worship them except that they bring us closer to Allah. Zulfa. Zulfa means in place. They bring us closer to Allah. Zulfa. That's what it means. وَأَزْلَفْنَا ثَمَّ الْآخَرِينَ. And we brought them closer. The akharin, the others, Fir'aun and his people who were following you. We brought them closer. Thamma, to there, to that place. There, Hunak. This is the same arguments as the mushrikun in our time today. So don't listen to people who are trying to justify shirk, from the likes of Dr. Haytham Al-Haddad or Daniel Hakikachu, who are calling the people to shirk akbar, A'udhu billah, and justifying shirk akbar. Yes, so they say that if a Muslim goes to a grave today and he calls upon the dead and slaughters for them and makes vows for them and is tawaf around their graves and makes dua to them and does istighatha with them and calls upon them, and then he comes to us and he says, I only did this so they may bring me close to Allah. He says, these people are Muslims. A'udhu billah min ad-dalalah. This is the same argument as the mushrikun of the Arab. What is the difference? There is no difference. In fact, they might be even worse, the people of our time. Why? Because the mushrikun of the Arab, they used to do that in times of ease. They used to forget Allah. Times of hardship, no. Ya Allah. But the mushrikun of our time, in ease and hardship, walking, talking, drinking, sleeping. Ya Abdul Qadir Jailani, Ya Badawi, Ya Hussein, Ya Ali, Ya Fulan, Ya Allan, and they are still Muslims, mashallah. So if that doesn't take you out of the fold of Islam, what is going to take you out of the fold of Islam? And we don't say there's a difference when it's takfir. There's a difference between saying whoever does a certain action is a mushrik kafir and saying that you specifically are a thingy. No, there's a difference between the two. Yes, we don't go to individuals say you kafir, you mushrik, you this, you munafiq. No, has to be certain principles of takfir have to be established by people of knowledge. But is the action that he's doing is not take you out of Islam? Of course it takes you out of Islam. Yani subhanallah, if worshipping other than Allah is not going to take you out of Islam, what is going to take you out of Islam? Yes, and it's very astonishing. والثالث عشر هنا here نحو قولك جلس محمد هنا لحظة. Muhammad sat here for a period of time. جلس محمد هنا لحظة. Okay, let's do the i'rab of this, Ilyas. Last i'rab for today.
Okay. جلس فعل ماض مبني على الفتح لا محل له من الإعراب.
نعم.
محمد فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة الظاهرة على آخره.
نعم. Okay, good. So جلس محمد nice and easy فعل وفاعل خلاص. هنا is هنا okay is same as ثم يعني is اسم الإشارة. هنا here when I say here هنا وهناك there وثم there that place. These are all اسم الإشارة. So هنا has the same i'rab as ثم. So which is what? هنا اسم
الإشارة
اسم إشارة. نعم.
مبني على السكون.
مبني على السكون. نعم.
لا محل له من الإعراب. لا محل له من الإعراب.
No, it does. اسم إشارة is اسم. It's not a harf. Harf has no mahal in i'rab, but ism must have a place. If it is mabni, it must have a place. Must have a mahal. So هنا اسم إشارة مبني على السكون في محل. Remember we talked about ظرف في محل نصب ظرف
مكان.
Same as ثم is the same. اسم إشارة مبني على الفتح في محل نصب ظرف المكان. Same here. هنا اسم إشارة مبني على السكون في محل نصب ظرف مكان وهو متعلق
بجلس.
لحظة
مفعول به منصوب.
لحظة ظرف زمان.
لحظة ظرف زمان منصوب وعلامة نصبه الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره وهو متعلق بجلس.
نعم. So هنا ظرف المكان لحظة ظرف زمان. Both of them متعلق بجلس. The last thing is ومثل هذه الألفاظ. So these types of words ومثل هذه الألفاظ. So these types of words كل ما دل على مكان مبهم ومثل هذه الألفاظ. So similar to these words. Okay, yes, let's understand this properly. And so similar to these words is what? Similar to these words is everything that points to makan mubham, such as yaminin wa shimalin. Yaminin wa shimal. Okay, so that brings us to the end of Darf al-Zaman and Darf al-Makan. Alhamdulillah. I want to do an i'rab. Okay, just be patient, be 5 minutes. Let me, because I've been putting this off for a while, but let me just do the i'rab of this. It should not take more than 5 minutes, inshallah. Which was what? This. Really, you want to focus on the word either. So to do that, I'm going to give you just a simpler example first. Simpler example, and that is if I say okay, here it is. إذا أمرك أبوك sorry, it's wrong. Okay. When your father orders you, commands you to do something, then obey him. Okay. Now, this either the i'rab, it would be ظرف متضمن معنى الشرط خافض لشرطه منسوب بجوابه. So it can be broken down into three. Okay, so either that's the full i'rab of it. Either ظرف متضمن معنى شرط خافض لشرطه منسوب بجوابه. So that's what I'm going to explain out to you now in the next 5 minutes, inshallah. So either is ظرف. It's ظرف. It is ظرف زمان. It is talking about time. And when we say إذا أمرك أبوك, يعني at the time when your father orders you to do something, then obey him. Of course, this is talking about ظرف زمان. Yes. So that's why in some places you see a letter like this short. If you want short i'rab, ظرف لما يستقبل من الزمان. ظرف لما يستقبل من الزمان. Is ظرف talking about what is to come in the future of time. Yes, and of course is مبني على السكون. في محل نصب ظرف زمان. Okay. So it's a ظرف. Yani basically what I'm trying to say to you is that it's a ظرف زمان, because it points to time, because it means at the time your father tells you to do something, do it. Okay. متضمن معنى الشرط. What does that mean? It means that this إذا, it carries the meaning of a conditional sentence. Yes, conditional sentence, you know, conditional, yeah. If you do this, I do this. If you do this, so a conditional sentence is where you have a shart, a condition, and you have a jawab. Yes. متضمن معنى الشرط. What does shart mean? Shart means that one action is dependent upon another action. So if action A happens, action B will happen. So this is a dharf which carries the mean conditional statement. This is a conditional statement, yes? That if your father orders you, then obey him. This is the shart. This is the jawab. إذا أمرك أبوك, when your father orders you, this is the shart. What is the jawab? The jawab is, then obey him. Naam. Then obey him. Okay. خافض لشرطه. خافض. خافض means, you can say حرف الجر حرف الخفض. خفض يعني خافض لشرطه. It makes its شرط خافض يعني مخفوض مجرور. Yes. So the jumla, so this part here, okay, this is في محل جر مضاف إليه. So إذا is مضاف. إذا is مضاف. And أمرك أبوك, this jumla في محل جر مضاف إليه. That's why it says that إذا is خافض لشرطه. It makes its شرط مخفوض مجرور. Nah? Because when I say, for example, if I say to you, جاء غلام زيد, what is that? What's the thing that made Zayd majroor makhfood? It's the ghulam, the mudaf. The mudaf is the one that acts on the mudaf ilayhi and makes it majroor makhfood. Same here. Idha is the mudaf, is and the shart that comes after it, which is a condition, amaraka abuka. This jumla is fi mahalli jarrin mudafun ilayh. Mansubun bi jawabihi. It's mansub. Yani is fi mahalli nasb. What is it that makes it mansub? Something has to act upon it to make it mansub, yes? What makes it mansub is its muta'allaq, that which is, and remember, dharf has to be muta'alliq with something, yes? So idha is always muta'alliq with its jawab. This is a jawab. So that's why it says mansubun bi jawabi. It is mansub because of its jawab. So either it is mansub, yes. And what is it that makes it mansub? It's muta'allaq. It's muta'allaq. Naam. Okay. So that's the i'rab of that. Naam. Mansubun bi jawabihi. So either it is mansub. What makes it mansub or fi mahalli nasb is its muta'allaq. And its muta'allaq, it's its jawab. So if you were to do the i'rab of now إذا, that's how you say it. ظرف متضمن معنى الشرط خافض لشرطه منسوب بجوابه. نعم. اسم مبني على السكون. مبني على السكون في محل نصب. نعم. And then أمر is فعل ماض مبني على الفتح, as you know. والكاف ضمير متصل مبني على الفتح في محل نصب مفعول به. أبو is فاعل مرفوع ولم رفع الوالي من الأسماء الخمسة وهو مضاف. والكاف ضمير متصل مبني على الفتح في محل مضاف إليه. وجملة أمرك أبوك في محل جر بإذا مضاف إليه. Yes. وجملة أمرك أبوك في محل جر بإذا مضاف إليه. فأطيعوا, you know الفاء داخلة في جواب الشرط. We've done this before. فداخلة في جواب الشرط مبني على الفتح لا محل من الإعراب ولا عمل. أطع فعل ماض مبني على السكون. نعم. أطع فعل أمر مبني على السكون وفاعله ضمير مستتر وجوبا تقديره أنت. أطع أنت, you obey who, him. والهاء ضمير متصل مبني على الضم في محل نصب مفعول به. And it goes back to the أبوك. يعني فأطيعه, so obey your father. That's the إعراب of إذا. ظرف متضمن معنى الشرط خافض لشرطه منسوب بجوابه. And with this, we conclude today's lesson. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He knows best. Any questions, comments, then go ahead. If not, then we can, inshallah, stop here for today. And hopefully, inshallah, see you next week. Bi-idhnillahi jalla wa ala. Barakallahu feek. Okay, we'll stop here then. See you next week, inshallah. Wallahu ta'ala a'la wa a'lam. Sallallahu wa sallam wa barak ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.